Let me show you a few more examples in how to tackle the order of operations of three fractions in part 1 on page F62A. Let's do number 3 here together. So the question is 5/6 divided by bracket 9 minus 4. Remembering the rule of doing the bracket first. So inside the bracket, we know the answer is a 5. So we write the next step as 5/6 divided by 5. So 5, now we do division, right? So we need to flip the term. So instead of 5/1, we flip the term, change the sign, and flip the term as 1/5. We multiply by cancelling out wherever possible. Dividing 5 by 5, 5 by 5, we get a 1 here and a 1 there. So the answer should be 1 times 1 on the top, 6 times 1 at the bottom. The answer is 1/6. Okay, we move on to one more, working together. Here, the bracket is in the front. So we have inside the bracket 9 minus 5 divided by 2/7. So we tackle the bracket first. 9 take away 5, you leave a 4. And now, because it's a division, when we do division, we flip the fraction. We change it to multiply, and then we flip the term. Instead of 2/7, we now have 7/2. We can cancel out, because 4 is actually a 4/1. So we can cancel out 4 with 2 by dividing by 2. That leaves a 2 and a 1 at the bottom. So on the top, we have 2 times 7. So that gives us 14. And at the bottom, we have 1 times 1. So that gives us 14/1, which is equal to 14. Okay? So let's do a couple more to test the skills. Let's move to number 8. Number 8 on F62B here. Same rule applies. We tackle what is inside the bracket first. Of course, doing subtraction of fraction, we need to change the denominator to the same number. So we know that 1/2 minus 2/5, we can change the denominator to the LCM of a 10. Okay, we still bring the whole equation down, even we don't touch this part, the second part of the division here yet. We need to bring down the whole equation. So let's come back to inside the bracket. So changing 2 to a 10, we multiply it by 5. We should multiply the number on top by 5, and that gives us 5. We changed 5 to 10. We multiply that by 2. We do the same for the number on top. We multiply 2 by 2, and we get 4. So inside the bracket, we're now ready to do the subtraction of the fraction, and we get 1/10. Okay, and then we tackle the division of this 2/5. Again, we've changed the sign of division to multiply, and then we flip the term. Next step is to cancel out wherever we can. Dividing by 5, I get 1. Dividing by 5, I get 2. So we can't cancel anymore. On the top, we have 1 times 1. That gives us 1. At the bottom, we have 2 times 2. And then we get a 4. So that's the answer to number 8. Let's move to page 63A. Let's try to do number 2 then. For number 2, in this whole equation, this question, we have 1 and 4/5 divided by bracket 17 minus 8. According to the rule, we always do the bracket first. So here, we don't touch this number. We have to bring this down to the next level. And 1 and 4 over 5, we can at this stage change this to an improper fraction because later on we need to perform the multiplying. So 5 times 1 plus 4, we get a 9 over 5. Okay, now divide. Instead of dividing, we can also change it to multiply at this stage because we knew that inside the bracket we got a 9 as a whole number. So we flip the 9, which is 9 over 1, by changing it to, instead of 9 over 1, we flip the term, it's 1 over 9. Okay, so here we can cancel out wherever we can. Dividing by 9, I get a 1. Dividing by 9, I get a 1. On the top, we're left with 1 times 1. That stays as a 1. 5 times 1, that gives us 5. And 1 over 5 is the answer. Okay, let's do number 5 together. Here, we also have a bracket. And inside the bracket is 1 over 2 minus 1 over 3. Multiply with 1 and 1 over 5 outside the bracket. Again, we tackle what is inside the bracket first and we do a subtraction of the fraction. First step is to find the common denominator, and we know that 2 and 3, the common denominator or the LCM would be a 6. Even we don't tackle this part again, we bring this down to the next level. At this stage, we can also take the opportunity to change this into an improper fraction. 5 times 1 plus 1, I get a 6 over 5. Okay, we don't deal with it yet, but we can leave it there. So inside the bracket, changing 2 to a 6, we multiply it by 3. We do the same for the number on top, we get a 3. 3 changed to a 6, we multiply it by 2. We do the same for the number on top, we get a 2. Looking at it, already we knew the answer inside the bracket gives us 1 over 6. And then we bring this term down. We can start to do the cancellation. Dividing by 6, we leave a 1, we leave a 1. Now for the number on top, we have 1 times 1. Leave us a 1. 1 times 5, leave us a 5. Okay, so that's the calculation method for doing the order of operations of 3 fractions.